Okay, so I went to Aldi yesterday and I was grocery shopping and I saw these little tiny pots of succulents. There were a whole bunch of different kinds for $1.99 each. So I bought 5 of them, of course. 5 I think is the minimum you could buy when they're $1.99 each. So I bought this one. And I don't even know what all of these are called yet. I'm going to look them all up, but I love this little guy and how they grow. He grows in these little stacks of leaves. And you can see these other empty pots here. One had all 4 of these little guys in it. So I put them in different pots. I'm going to keep this one, and this one is going to the farmer's market to sell. And then one pot had all 3 of this little guy in it. So I'm going to keep one and sell the others, and then I'll have it to propagate. And then one had 3 of this fuzzy, long-leafed, I'm not sure what that is, but it had 4 stems of that one. So we got 2 here, and then 2 still waiting to be potted. So there are two little stems there. I think they're really close together and their roots are tangled, so I think I'm going to leave those 2 together and put them in a pot. And then the 5th one was this adorable cactus. So since it was just one, I couldn't separate it, but it was just really cute and I wanted it, so I decided to take that guy. But he looks much cuter in this little jar. So I'm going to show you how to repot them. So this is going to be hard to do with one hand, but when you take a plant out of a pot, you want to make sure to invert it completely. So they're not pulling on the plant, so then you're not stressing it at all. Okay, so sometimes I make sure they're really watered before I do this, but I wasn't sure with the succulents, so I decided not to water them first. So I have my pot here, and in all of these pots, none of them have drainage holes except for that little tiny one there. But these jars and things, that yellow one has drainage holes, but a lot of these don't have drainage holes. So what I do first is fill them with rocks. And even when they have drainage holes, the rocks just kind of block the holes a little bit and keep the dirt from just falling right out as I scoop it in. So I'm going to set that guy right there. And I have my rocks in the bottom. This is about half potting soil and half sand. And I am a frugal plant person, so I buy bags of sand, decorative sand from the dollar store. The Dollar Tree is the one that I go to here. And that's where I get my sand. It's really cheap. They have it in a bunch of different colors. I usually just buy white or black. The white tends to get like white powder everywhere, so I like the black kind better, the black sand. So I fill it up until it's about the same depth as the pot was. And in order to separate these plants, I'm just going to kind of gently rub the soil off. I don't want to break too many roots. Of course, some of them will break as I pull the plants apart, but as you can see, they're kind of apart. They're separate plants already, so they're just falling off of the clump of dirt here as I kind of rub it. So I'm just loosening the roots from the dirt, and they just kind of fall apart. Okay, I had to put my camera down so that I could use both hands to pull the plants apart, but I just continued gently rubbing the soil off, and I ended up with a bunch of separate stems that all have a few little baby roots on the ends of them, and then one clump here that is pretty tangled together. So I'm going to keep those guys together when I plant them. So these separate ones, I think I'm going to put in little pots because they're still so tiny, and all in individual little pots. and let them grow. I'll put those down. But this guy is going to go in this pot. So I want the level of the dirt to be about where it was in the little pot, even though it was covering up part of this stem, but that's okay. So I'm going to put this kind of in the middle and hold it, and then I'm going to just scoop in some of this dirt and sand mixture around, because this is, I have to look at it, this is at the height that I want it. I want the height of the dirt to be a little bit below the lip of the pot so that there's room for water to sit on top as it absorbs into the dirt. So I'm going to put my phone down again so that I can scoop that dirt and sand mixture in around my plant, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so now I have scooped in my sand and soil mixture up to the level that I want it, but the soil is really loose because of all this sand in here, and because I was digging in it, it's still really loose. So to make sure that it's packed, sorry, my finger's in the way, I'm gonna water it a little bit, and I just wanted to say that I use this little squeeze bottle. It's called in science they call it a wash bottle, a squeeze wash bottle, and it's got a little nozzle at the top, and it makes it really easy to water small plants, or water a little at a time, and not such a forceful stream as the watering can would give. So I'm gonna just kind of wet the potting soil sand mixture so that it settles a little bit, and then I will tamp it down with my finger a little bit around the plant to see if I need to add more soil, which I usually do at this point. So the water just kind of helps eliminate any little pockets of air and smush it all down together. That's a technical term there, smush it all down. And I think actually I'm kind of happy with that level of soil. It's the right level. It's a little lower than the top of the pot, a little lower than where I thought it was going to be. But I think I did this with this plant and with another plant as well. I don't remember. This one. Because the stems, once I got them in there, were a little wiggly, a little weak, and they kept kind of flopping over. So I decided to put a layer of little rocks. They're just a little bit bigger than gravel. And again, I get these from the Dollar Tree. So let's see, here's a bag of those. Just get these at the Dollar Tree. They're just decorative, sold as decorative rocks in the flower section with all the fake flowers. And I'm just going to put a layer of those around my plant so that it helps the stems stand up if they're still feeling a little weak after being repotted. And it also kind of looks nice and just gives them a little extra layer. I don't know. Can you tell I don't really know what I'm doing? I really don't, but I try, you know. I love my plants, and I do my best. It's kind of the same with my daughter. I love her, I do my best, but I really don't know what I'm doing. So there's my potted succulent. Oh, I need another little rock in there. And this pot will go, I have a little, another little pot to put it in so that it can drain into that. And this one I'll keep. And then the other little babies I will pot into little plants, and once they're well rooted, I'll probably sell those at the farmer's market too, after I find out what all of these guys are called and label them. So after getting these 5 little tiny potted succulents at Aldi for about $10, I ended up with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, this guy will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different potted plants. Oh, and this guy is going to be, at least 5. So it's going to be more than that. It'll be more like 15 potted plants from those 5 little pots. So if you do it carefully, they should survive and actually thrive and do really well. Thanks for watching my plant video. Like and subscribe.